What's going on, fellow aliens? This is Zypher here. Welcome back to GregTech New Horizons, and today we're going to be starting off with some more bee work. I want to go ahead and take the time to make our first advanced Fortune 3 bee bag and see what it gives us as a reward. A whole bunch of chocolate frames and a scoop. Not ideal. Now, since that loot bag was absolutely garbage, we're going to stop over here to our other set of apiaries in a tropical biome and see how many more silky combs we have available. Quite a few, it appears. 14 silky propolis and raining blood. That's always good. We gotta do something about that soon. And it looks like we accidentally used up our printing press plate as we didn't have the instrumentum jar hooked up. Whoops. And all good to go. Just a simple print press chase, and the fortune book itself gives us a new plate. Grab our instrumentum tank, put him back down, and continue making some books. I really just did it again. Now we can finally open all 14 loot bags. Oh, we're looking great so far. We got an apiarist hat, a pair of pants, some propolis, 2 apiaries, a bee house, and a bunch of different combs. Pretty lucrative. Now, I didn't quite get what I was looking for, which was these impregnated frames, but I went ahead and crafted a couple up now so we can make just a few more mutagenic to finish up our little intro. Look what we have! Our first industrious drone. So if I am guessing correctly, that should be a diligent industrious princess. Let's go ahead and toss him in here with the mutagenic frame and see if we can't get us an industrious drone. An industrious princess is what I meant. Just another drone. Not what we were looking for. Let's try again. Got another drone over here on this side. Go down and grab another mutagenic frame. And there's our first industrious drone. That should help this process quite a bit. I think I want to save the other one for when we get our princess. Like right now. Ladies and gentlemen, our first industrious princess. This is about to make bee life oh so much easier. Are you ready? 'Cause I am. Now, all we need is 3 productivity frames. Just like these guys over here. Working frames, I guess is what they're called. So we'll go ahead and order up 6 nether stars, 24 long blue steel rods, and 24 regular blue steel rods. Now we've got 2 made for now while I wait on some more impregnated sticks, but we can go ahead and add these into our industrious apiary here, and before too much longer we should start to see its produce come into play. Now I did craft up quite a few extra of those working frames to put into our tropical apiaries over in the tropical biome, which has now allowed me to finally get enough silky combs to start working on this quest here. All we need to do now is centrifuge a ton of these and hopefully we get enough silky propolis from it. So we'll drop these combs into, okay, that's not going to work. You have to put it in a single block centrifuge. Got it. But we can put these combs into the multi-block centrifuge and see that we didn't even get close to 305. Okay, just kidding. It was still processing. Silky combs and propoli. If that's the way you pronounce that, I don't know. Now what that also did is not give us hardly any beeswax. Great. Drop that Oblivion frame in our Thalmic Restorer. And we'll work on getting an Ancient Bee, as their combs provide us tons of wax. Now, in order to get the Ancient Princess quicker, we're going to take some plutonium-239 and centrifuge it down into 241. Then I can take those tiny piles, drop them through our furnace, take the ingots and put them through an extruder. First we grab an impregnated frame, then our mutagenic frame, come up to our apiaries and drop them in. Hopefully we get an ancient princess. But it's nighttime. One moment. Lo and behold, an ancient princess. Now we just gotta try and get him to be a pure ancient princess, or her, I suppose. And we must have got it. Yes indeed. No purebred drone yet though, and that could be a problem. Okay, we got our ancient pure drone. Now we just need to try to get another princess. Super quickly this time. Now hopefully this time we keep the ancient princess and get a pure drone as well. Fingers crossed. Ancient. And we already have the drone itself. Let's see what these are though. Diligent and diligent. Okay, so we can trash these two. And we can start a new apiary over here that is automated. And populate them with the princess and the drone. Next we'll grab a couple more working frames. And we'll place these with our ancient queen. Now why did I want this so bad, you may ask? The old comb will produce beeswax regardless, there's no chance output. And our next step to the bees is the multi-block alveary, which requires tons of beeswax. Luckily I had a majority of it from all the combs we've been producing up until this point, but I needed a little boost, especially if we want more of these in the future. Next we'll take the silk wisps from the silky propolis, and then we can take some of the woven silk and upgrade a couple of our backpacks. Or so I thought. 15 slots, 245. This will help when we go to start expanding underground. For some reason it won't let me put the miner's backpack in the carpenter. Okay, shapeless crafting it seemed to work for some reason. Now, do we really need the miner's woven backpack? Probably not. But there's a quest for it. Well, I guess we'll take these 23 combs and the rest of the ones that I'm getting from production at the moment, and we'll see if we get enough wax. Just a hair short. We need about 12 more. And our very last scented paneling for our first alveary is complete. Next up, we just need some impregnated casings, and we'll be well on our way to making our first alveary. Our first alveary block's coming right in. The only other thing I want to make, I think, at this moment, is this mutator, which will become part of the alveary, if I'm understanding this correctly. First, I need a restraint frame, which will be some iron bars and steel screws. Ooh, and I can actually show off this work table now. Look how cool this is. As soon as we take it, it automatically starts recharging the table, and it actually turns different colors depending on which aspect it's primarily recharging. Super cool. Next up will be a sole frame. And then all of these inside a carpenter with a shitload of honey. Now that's our alveary quest. We'll take this seed oil and replace it with some honey. Drop an alveary block in the top of here. And any minute we will have a mutator, which should be a quest as well. The mutator can vastly accelerate genetic mutations, even allowing ultra rare bees to be bred. The item inserted depends on how much the mutation percent increases, And as we can see, Eyes of Ender looks like the best, although I remember somebody in the Discord saying Nether Stars maybe? We'll have to check on that. X-Men, or should I say XB? Let's find out. And we'll just finish building our multi-block here up in the hive. Now we just need some wooden slabs on top, it looks like. Look how nice of a structure that is. We now have an alveari ready for use, and if we look inside the mutator, we do indeed see that nether stars are a possible mutagen as well. Next we'll snag 4 proven frames, but just because I don't want to wait on this to recharge, I'm going to throw on my gear. It'll reduce the cost just a little bit. Look how quick. This is just so amazing. I should have set this up a long time ago. Now we'll grab one more alveari block and add him to the top. That should complete the recipe needed for the extra frame housing. Now we can add this to part of the multi-block, which should allow additional housings to be input. Oh, we need multiple of these. Okay, well for now, we'll keep just one housing. I'll work on making some more. And we'll take our Industrious Queen and place him inside. Then we'll put our working frame in our first frame housing and sleep through the night. And hopefully this allows us to start producing pollen clusters a lot quicker than we currently were. I almost think my other way is going to be faster until we get this sucker suited up. An electrical stimulator is next. A stim a day keeps the doctor awake. Okay, we'll roll with that. The power of the sun. That is what we're going to use to power the electrical stimulator. We just have to put it in a crafting grid real quick. Two LV solar panels. We'll just come down to the precise assembler and utilize the program 2 slot with the soldering alloy that I had hot swapped for the glass. And we should have our first 2 solar panels. Power of the sun 1x1 LV. Now I did that because it seems this Galacticraft solar panel will not charge the electrical stimulator for whatever reason. But this guy on the other hand, when it's actually daytime, I don't know why. Oh, you can't fall asleep. I'm not tired because of warp. Are you serious? Insomnia, 50 warp. We love that. Well, I guess the insomnia wore off. And with 5 extra frame housings, I'm going to take these out just in case it doesn't like me breaking the multi-block while it's working. And we'll replace these with extra frame housings. We'll come and grab 3 more working frames from over here since we don't really need these working non-stop anymore. And we'll fly back into the hive and throw in some additional frames. Now we should be able to load our bees back, take a quick nap, and now see how fast they start to produce combs and pollen clusters. I'm not too sure if all of these frames stack with the electrical stimulator, but there's one way to find out. So I've made a little jade moon dial here, which will tell us the different moon phases, and right now it appears that we are in a waning gibbous, which is one of the requirements. Real quick, I just need to grab an intricate circuit board. Hopefully this has gold tubes in it already from my experimenting earlier. I believe so, with that mutation increased by 50%. We might give our Terra Bozu here a flower to take the rain away. That's beautiful. Now if we come up top here, we should be able to add in this intricate circuit board and add our charmed drone. Now hopefully, well, for one we need the sky to not be obstructed, and now hopefully we will see a supernatural princess appear. No. That is okay though, because we'll take these two and check their stats wherever I put my Beealyzer. Charmed and Eldritch, that's not what we wanted, and Enchanted and Charmed. Therefore, we'll take him and try to mutate again. No such luck yet again. Now it is a very low rate, so I don't have too many high expectations here, but we'll keep trying. I think if this time it doesn't work, we might actually insert another star into the mutator and see if we can get that to work before the night. Well, it's already almost over. That's not good. Oh my god, look at the last minute. I don't believe it's a pure. No, it's not a pure. But we have a pure drone. That's all we really need. First, we'll repair our Oblivion frame. I really need to make another one of these so I don't have to constantly repair it, but we'll drop our supernatural princess and drone and let him breed away. Now, we did come across a slight little problem while breeding up some of the bees, which I'll show you in a moment, but first we need to run a different recipe through here real quick. And since we're not really using the mutator anymore, I think we can replace him with our heater. Now my only concern is that I have to power this heater here. How do I do that efficiently? Maybe he does need power? Yes, look at that, it lit up red. So we should see, I think, the air go away? Oh come on, I attached a heater. Okay, so 3 alveari heaters later, we finally have a bee that's willing to do some work. And we simply just disconnect the cables if it gets too warm in there. I think we can handle this pretty nicely.
You shouldn't be with someone like me. Sometimes I think they're right, honey. Sorry for the tears in your eyes. Hey love, forgive me just one more try. Used to hide myself away in the night, looking for trouble and fights, looking for answers at the bottom of my glass. You found me lost in
Welcome back. It's been a little while later. I've been doing quite a bit of work over here to prep us and get ready for the industrial apiary. Now I've gone ahead and built ourselves a treealyzer. One of the first things we need to do is put some honeydew in here and run an oak sapling from Minecraft through it to get a forestry sapling. We can then place this sapling and we should be able to use the fertilizer from forestry itself, yeah? No. What about bone meal? Yes, that seems to work. Next up, we need to grab this pollen collection kit, which looks like it could be a little weird to make. And we can take that steel ring and diamond plate, run it through an assembler that gets us the genetic hardware, genetic labware, and combine that with string and paper, and we should get our pollen collection kit. Is that a quest? No. Now I believe with this pollen collection kit, if we right click the leaves, we get a piece of pollen, and it uses up our collection kit. That's just wonderful. And we're just going to wait on a couple more of these pollen collection kits to get crafted. And I think we'll grab 3 more pieces of pollen. Now this pollen should allow us to collect our first sieve, and before no time I'll have our first industrial apiary built. one more alveari lighting, which apparently has to be a stained version of glass. And finally, we can craft one of the best machines, the industrial apiary. Bees by the millions. Well, aliens, I'm afraid to admit it to you, but I've done it once again and made an episode entirely too long. This episode's length is currently at 40 minutes in total, and I'm gonna decide to cut it off here and make another 2-part episode. I know it doesn't make much sense to you guys, you prefer to watch it all in one, but as far as YouTube engagement and statistics go, I really need the watch time, so I'm putting it in 2 parts. Anyways, I'd like to thank you guys for watching and I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you guys in the next part, to be released a couple days after this one. Bye now.